missing the target from there, you want bloody shooting.
But how do you react though when someone, from your playing staff comes in and says, "Boss, I think you're doing this wrongly"?
Good. Well, I ask him which way he thinks it should be done. We get down to it, and then we talk about it for 20 minutes, and then we decide I was right.
First of all, I think we've got more skillful players than you to take corners, and secondly, you're one of the best in the club. Get in there. That's what I pay you for.
Yay, big up everybody. I think I need more intros, don't you? I don't think...
I was just about to say, bro, I was chilling for a good couple of minutes. And, Bloodstains, though, awesome. I recommend them.
I found that on a website where you can make your own, intros and stuff. I mean, I could do it myself. I would do it at some point, but I do like that one with the Bloodstains and the
Yeah, it's cool, though. I like the watch-alongs and... Sorry.
Yeah, I'm right. I could do with that music in the background, to be fair.
Oh, shit.
How you doing, everybody? And we're doing a game review for the Forest-Chelsea game. We've been talking about this one for a while, haven't we, since we beat you at Stamford Bridge. I'll just get you...
You're going to do it again, man. I got that feeling you're going to do it.
Got my guy Wolfie here. So, big up, Wolfie. How you doing, bud?
Big up, bro. I'm shitting it. Because one thing about it is we're terrible away. And you guys, I can just see a Callum Hudson-Odoi special coming off his right foot right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. And it's one of those ones where we need to win because we're pushing for Europe. You need to win because obviously you're trying to get out of the scrap. And then obviously with your your appeal not coming through yesterday, it should be extra motivation. So it's going to be on.
To be honest, mate, I mean, I'm sick of hearing about that shit, to be honest with you, because I go on X and everybody's crying and all this that and the other, and I'm like, you know what? Remember a man called Brian Clough? Just get on with the fucker, man. You know what I mean? Just stop crying, stop fucking making all bullshit up, and just get on with it. Go and win the game, and then you've sorted it anyway, and it don't matter, does it? And at least we haven't done it the way Everton did it, where they've done it in two parts, which was to do with the Premier League, I think. So they're possibly going to get something at the start of next season. Anne's done, well, with me, we might as well, I don't know. But Anne's possibly done that. Big up to Mama Flossie in the chat. Big up to Si as well. And also Alex says Forest 2-0. I'd love it, mate. I'd love it. We'll see on that one.
You beat us at the bridge.
And big up to Carl Rossi, BBB David. Good. Congrats on yesterday, bro. Absolutely.
Yeah, big up BBB David.
Brilliant, man. Brilliant.
PSG tried to kill the crossbar.
Yeah. Yeah. And Luke James as well. Big up to you, buddy. Yep. Right, let's just get through this chat and then we'll get on with it. We've got a new one here. Fourth Wang Subtraction.
Hello, Anthony.
Big up to you, mate. And also then BBB David says Newcastle may just get you European spot over the season.
Oh, no.
Well, that's kind of how it goes, isn't it? It just depends who's going to sort of put it on now. But getting on to the game at the weekend, we're going to bring it, mate. We're going to bring it. We are, again, wounded animal. Got to make sure we get out of this relegation. And I think we're really going to bring it. I think we're going to give a game that you're not ready for. Same as I said with Arsenal last season when we beat them. And I think it's going to be a big performance from us. And the one I'm worried about most is Palmer. What do you think about your side and what you're going to bring?
Well, that's very difficult because we never know what we're going to get.
We're pretty much
a
the
box
same.
of chocolates. Chelsea are like a box of chocolates. All that kind of thing. Like, oh, fang up. Oh, thanks, Mama. Don't encourage him. But yeah, like you said, it's one of those ones where it's the race of the three-legged donkeys, really. Because one thing about me, well, even Newcastle as well, like all three of us, in terms of we've all at times been really strong, really bad, really poor, really badly injured, suspensions, whatever. And we've still got, I think, even with the people who we've been cuckooing them not coming back the other day, I still think we still got 11 players out. So, you're right. It's about the two wounded animals. Who needs to win this game probably more is probably you guys. Obviously, Premier League survival. Wangtastic to meet you, you donut. Sorry, he's just got my face next to it. I apologize. I'm sitting here in utter horror. Anthony, get off those diesel fumes, mate. All right, okie dokie. Get off those diesel fumes, mate.
But, they create so many of them. I mean, there's an Anthony's Tractor and Cider or something. Jez is a prick. That's another one.
Yeah, that right. Mama Flossie helped me out with that one the other day, actually, because last week when he was in my chat, he did the same thing that Jez is a prick. And I thought, hang on a minute, what's this? And Mama Flossie was like, don't worry about it. It's just them lot fucking about. And I was just like, oh, all right then. Because I was like, man was like, don't panic. They're just messing. And I was like, okay.
Some of them are absolute. I mean, Jez is a prick was in Lee Gunner's stream, and Lee Gunner actually banned him. And then Jez went, oh, I know him, he's all right. And then Lee's trying to find him on the fucking list of all the blocks and all that, and he could not find him anywhere and that. But yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that I'm worried about on Saturday is probably Palmer, mate. Because getting him was a masterstroke. All those signings that you got, he is probably the one that stands out the most.
He's sourcing.
He's just different class. He's brilliant. I mean, I think it was. I think I heard that basically Pep said you're not really going to play here that much, and that's kind of why you guys got him. And it was a massive pickup.
Well, the thing is, right, we were lucky, and I'll tell you why we were lucky in two respects. Because everyone thought we were going to be trash anyway, and that's kind of like, this is not like a Chelsea teams of old where you've got loads of experience and they're winning title after title. So we kind of went under the radar a little bit. Yeah. And I'm not being funny. There are talented players in this team.
Yeah.
Proper Chelsea. What a donut. And when I see him, I'm going to blow up his bloody tractor. But anyway.
I don't think it's Anthony, mate.
All right. There's two Wolves.
It's a Dharma, I believe.
It's Wolf Fang and Fang Wolf, or Folf Wang, or whatever it is. Or if it's a Dharma, big up a Dharma. I'll get you soon as well. I don't know what you like. Pain like Bane.
Sound like bloody Elmer Fudd.
Who, me?
I'll get you, you wascally wabbit.
I'll get you, you wascally Folf Wang. It's that wabbit season.
Big up Bargav.
Big up Bargav. Yeah, but as you're right, Palmer's been a great player for us. I think Jackson's picking up slowly.
He is.
Because one thing about it is, I will say this, when it comes to our team, because they are such a young team, it's going to take time to gel. I think at home we've got a lot better. We've improved a lot. We've thrashed Everton at home recently. We've thrashed West Ham at home recently. Obviously, we did a decent number on Spurs at home as well because we beat them 2-0. So we're picking up at home, but away, we still need a lot of surgery. So I do think if you guys get on top of us early and get on our faces and press us early, then maybe you can just put us under pressure the whole game because we're not the complete article yet.
Yeah.
Like you, it depends on what team gets put out because that's the one thing I think maybe we've got in common. We never know who's going to play next week because they might be injured. All their injuries this year have just absolutely ficked us. And the thing is, it's one of those ones where we haven't really got over anything because like, as much as people were out for 8 months or whatever else, they're still out for 3-4 months. And the Reece Jameses, the Chilwells, the Wesley Fofanas, who else, and the problems we've all had have been in defence. I'm not exactly sure where your injuries have always been. I think it's midfield for you guys, isn't it?
It's more been midfield, obviously striker with a Wanyi. So, we've had to use Woods, and Woods at the minute is just not hitting the form. I mean, the one thing we've got for us at the minute is we have played well and done well against big teams in this league.
You have.
It's just the other teams that we've kind of let things slip. And, and I think that's a massive thing. I mean, I hope Wanyi's fit to start on Saturday because Woods needs to have a bit of a sit down and, win his place back because he is missing some absolute sitters. And also,
same thing with us.
Another one I would change, to be honest, would be Elanga because I don't think he was great against Sheffield United either. Other than that, I'm happy with the side that we've got. We played against Manchester City, and if we could have finished this dinner, then, we could have made that very difficult for them. But again, both boxers again, and they're not concentrating at set. I mean, how are you guys at set pieces?
Terrible. Because, well, the thing is, like I said about the rotational thing, about we never knew who's going to play. Sometimes you'll get a Chelsea team that are good at set pieces, and then sometimes you'll get ones that are absolutely crap. I think they're hearing the echo through Yeti's screen. That's all. But it's one of those ones
let
where
me put my headphones on. Don't know why this is happening all of a sudden, but
it might be because of mine, because my headset or my USB port's a bit knackered, so it might be me.
I'll put my headphones on. See how we go then. Go on. Actually, I might need to change it to headphones as well. That might help. There you go. All professionals here.
Can you hear the echo still? Oh, it's gone.
No. I think it's to do with I don't know why, but this mic picks up that and things downstairs. But then half the time I'm talking and Jez is like, "You're really low. I can hardly hear you." I'm like, "Fucking mic's there." Yeah, it's picking up shit that's going off downstairs. I don't fucking know.
Speaking of Jez,
right? Big up, Jezza. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. I just
big up, sir.
A little bit.
Hope you well, sir. Hope you well, Jez, sir. All right.
Just give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
Can't even fucking see that. My eyes are going, mate. Tell you.
I thought you was putting on his glasses. He's got his glasses on.
Yeah, the relegation games must be so intense. They are, mate. They are. I mean, and I'm sick of it. This is the second bloody season now. We're in relegation issues, and it ain't good. And I'm not being funny. Look, I'm not going to fucking, me, mate. I'm not going to talk shit. We haven't been good enough this season. Well, I will talk shit in that way. But
yeah, I'm kidding. I meant it as a joke, by the way.
We haven't been good. We haven't been good enough this season. I mean, if you look at our record, it's shocking, mate. It's fucking shocking. The concentration. I think Saturday will be a battle of concentration levels in defence.
Mm-hmm.
Personally,
or
finishing.
I'll tell you what. It's the Russian roulette of who can make the least mistakes.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, totally.
Because one thing about the Premier League this year, right? And I was talking about this, I think, with Jez the other day. The problem is with the Premier League nowadays is because everyone wants to be up. Sorry, up the wang pools. Sorry. But with the way everyone in the Premier League plays, right? Because everyone's seen the Man City system and everyone wants to copy it, and all of a sudden everyone's got to play out from the back and all that. A lot of teams are playing systems that are literally too hard for them to do.
Yeah.
Because they haven't got the regular. They haven't got. It may be a lot of teams in the Premier League could, if they had their absolute first team out and they were steady and had 100% concentration, they could.
Big up, Joe.
Big up, brother. But it's one of those ones where, like, because everyone tries to play out, no one tactically adapts anymore. Because I'm pretty sure with you doing a lot of watch-alongs, you're the same as like what I've noticed about it, in the sense of a lot of games are flat until one team utterly capitulates.
Yeah.
Or
Waiting for the mistake.
Exactly, and once that happens, one team will start to completely gazump the other. It's such a fine margin, but that's because it's like, oh, what's the old saying? Everyone's doing the exact same thing, so it's like everyone's doing that.
Yeah.
And the minute someone does anything different, they get ahead of you.
And they need to be doing that.
Yeah, exactly. The wild flying. Bounce a wow. But you know what I'm saying, though?
It is. Yeah, we spoke about this before. Football is about, nowadays, it's about who makes the mistake, and everybody just stays calm, passing it around side to side, backward, forward, and then all of a sudden one presses a little bit too far, and then that's it. Oh, we've got space. You know what I mean? And then they go for it. So, yeah, most games, I don't like it. I'll be honest, I'm not that keen on that kind of football. I prefer to actually just go and try and beat teams. That's just, I mean, if I'm on Football Manager, that's what I do. Gung fucking ho, mate, from the first minute. Especially if it's a cup
it's
game.
Good to play that way, though. Well, sometimes it's good.
Oh no, mate, I honestly, I'm a gung ho manager. I'm just like, get the fuck in there, go and fucking try. If you lose, you lose. Fuck it.
Well, on FM, it depends on who you play. Because if you're playing against City and Liverpool in that game, forget it. You're going to get frustrated as shit.
I'll beat him a few times like that.
So have I, but I play counter against Liverpool because they leave plenty of space. Especially Klopp on that game. They leave a lot of space at the back.
Yeah. I don't like the like the one mistake thing. And as like you said about the game Saturday, basically, like you said, if we go at you for the first 10 minutes, we kind of do that every single game now. It's kind of after that, we kind of then drop a little bit and we stop pressing. And I mean, we don't want to be low blocking against you. Same as we didn't want to be against City, really, because it was stupid.
The City are better at breaking teams down than we are, though. Because one thing I will say, if you would have more success with a low block against us than you would against City, because we don't have a Haaland.
The only thing I have an issue with low block is if you get it wrong and the tackle's wrong, that's a free kick on your goal outside your fucking.
It's dangerous.
Box.
It's dangerous.
You know, that's the only thing I don't like about it.
Well, the thing is, like you're like me. You'd like your team to be on the front foot, not the back foot.
Also, yeah, absolutely.
So it's definitely one of those ones. I would agree with you, and I do think. Hang on, who have you guys got fit at the moment? Because if you guys, I know one he's not fit anymore. It still isn't fit, is he?
He got a few minutes last time, but whether he's full on for 90 minutes, I don't know. I would hope so, to be honest, but because Woods needs to have a bit of a sit down and have a bit of a challenge for his place.
Well, the thing is, I will say this about Chris Woods, right? Because some of the Chelsea centre backs are inexperienced in England, particularly people like Badiashile and Diassi. I think Chris Wood. I think Chris Wood might have joy against people like Levi Colwell, Travis Chalobah. I think the only one really it should be will probably be good at handling is probably Thiago Silva, and he probably won't play. So it's hit and miss with us. Like if I knew exactly, this is the problem is if I knew exactly what team was going to play, I could say, all right, cool. Like when it was the Drogba era and all that, I could say, yeah, Drogba, Lampard, whatever. This is the problem Malanga's going to have against Ashley Cole. But I can't really say that because I don't know if it's going to be Gilchrist at right back, Gusto at right back, Chalobah at right back, Reece James at right back. Who else have we played there as well this season? We played so many people there. It's absolutely crazy. Oh, big up, Stephanie. Hope you're well, mate.
Big up, Steph.
Big up to you, mate. Hope you're well. But yeah, like, and I have to ask you, right? Who do you think is Forest's biggest threat to us? Because I'm not being funny. You got a lot of talent, like us. You've got a lot of talent, but it just doesn't translate onto the pitch.
Yeah. I think we've got a lot going forward, and I think the biggest issue for us, like I say, is concentration in the defence and things like that.
Is that lack of leadership, though?
Callum Hudson-Odoi, I think, is going to really move on now. He's pretty much like Saka, whereas basically if you let Saka on his left foot in the box, you're in trouble. And Callum Hudson-Odoi is exactly the same. If you let him go to his right foot, you're in shit, mate. You know,
Yeah, I
know that. You used to have him, so you know. And I've always liked him. I always thought he was a bit greedy, to be fair, when he played for you guys, and I was never kind of keen on him for that reason. But he seems to have like got a bit more of a team ethic about him now. So and he, I mean, cheers, man, because what a bargain, fucking $5 million.
Yeah, I know. I was upset. I was upset with that at the time because remember what I said to you a few months back. Hang on a minute. This guy was rated 60 million 2 seasons ago.
Yeah. Real Madrid was he thinking of?
No, Bayern Munich. It was Bayern Munich, one of them, and it was just like, hang on a minute, because apparently English players that have played in Germany, like Callum, they're at a premium minute, like Jadon Sancho, you know, those kind of players. But Ian Maatsen on the left side next season. What, for us or for you guys? Because it's more likely that you guys are going to buy him, David. In terms of, you know, like I'd love to see Ian Maatsen. He should have never been. Doors. Oh yeah, big up to early doors, Tony. But
Tont.
It was one of those ones where we needed him and we kind of let him go, a bit like Broja. Like we didn't have a centre forward and we still let, even though Nkunku was still injured, we still let him go again. I don't know what they're trying to do at Chelsea right now. It's frustrating, crazy, annoying, arse pissing, all that kind of thing.
This is the trouble, though, isn't it, with us being fans? Because it's like, you know, everybody like looks at it as you start a YouTube channel about your team, and you've got all the information and you know everything and all this and the other. You don't at all. It's just like you have your opinions about certain things and things like that. I mean, I've noticed like there's a lot of YouTubers and people in the chat that will say if they say fact in block capitals, that's real. That's real. That's why everybody does it. They'll go, oh, such and such fact. It's like, fucking fact. Shut up.
Well, realistically, that's not true. Yeah, because you know as I do, you can only point out a fact that already exists and have everyone acknowledge it. Like
yeah, exactly.
You can't create a fact. A fact is a fact for a reason. It is what it is, sort of thing.
But it's like sort of things like if they're saying to me, oh, such and such has got to play, fact. It's not fact. You know, I mean, I don't ever say things and say they're fact. I mean, some of the stuff I'll get wrong, which is why I don't really write checks that I'm not able to cash. If I was on the pitch and playing, then yeah, fair enough, I'll write them checks because then I've got a way of actually changing that fucking scenario. I'm not gonna do that when I'm on here. There's only people that and look at it. There's only people that call things like that are YouTubers and chatters because even managers don't do it. Pochettino's not going to come out and go, oh yeah, we'll smash Forest. Fact.
No, he'd be more professional. Yeah, he'd be more
professional.
Yeah,
but they've all done that, haven't they? Not one. Name me one manager that will come out and say. Like, even if Alex Ferguson...
Kevin Keegan.
Yeah, actually, I was going to say Kevin Keegan. Yeah, that was fucking
And look what happened to him.
I hope we beat them.
I really hope we beat them, we do. Like, I would go down there and smash him, we do.
He just snapped, didn't he? He just snapped.
Fergie got under his skin, that's all it was. And that's where that particular psychological battle had lost, because where Keegan snapped and Ferguson didn't. And you know what
it's like when they've always said, like, say you're playing against Derby or Chelsea are playing against Tottenham, your manager always goes, oh, it's going to be a really tough game. That's what they start with. They don't go, oh, we're going to slap the shit out of these fuckers. I mean, if you did that, then as a manager, I would use that as my team talk. This is what this lot think of you. Go out there and prove them wrong. And then just have the voice going, well, we'll smash the shit out of this lot.
Well, there's two particular different points you've made there, right? And I'll start off with the first one. What you said a minute ago about basically what we as fans see compared to what the clubs see.
Yeah,
and the difference is, that's the thing. On YouTube, and I always bear this in mind, and you know this yourself, we have the human element taken out of it in terms of we don't know the bullshit and the politics that's going on behind closed doors with the manager, with the players. So we have the human element taken out of it. So we see it just purely from the footballing perspective. On the second point you just made, about how people, when they come out and make statements that they can't back up, but then say it's a fact. That's the problem with YouTube, in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, and all I'll simply say to that is a lie told 1,000 times is still not the truth.
Exactly.
So, and it doesn't matter how many people echo it, because realistically, when someone, you know this as well as I do, bro. Like, when you make a point and you can only point out something. Being like a YouTuber is like being a lawyer. You point out something to someone, you explain it in a certain way. You're like, this is my point. This is how I built my point. Take it or leave it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
it's same as when you do player ratings at the end of the game, and you'll say, like, I don't know, give Palmer an 8, give Palmer a 9. You're always going to get people in the comments going, "Oh, there's no way Palmer deserved a 9." You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, actually, just looking on past things, what I've seen, he's deserved one quite a lot of the times.
Well,
you're always going to get that, but that's what being human is all about.
Well, you said it last night on my stream. It's opinion. Right? When Deals got upset, and you said, "Look, bro," you even said to him, "Like, look, calm down. It's just an opinion."
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, just because I have a different one to you doesn't make it a contradiction. It's just you have yours, I have mine. And the thing is, like I said, a lie spoken 1,000 times doesn't make it the truth. But the joke thing is, you know what I mean? If this said person's got 500 subscribers, then obviously someone believes him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but that's where you separate the fact from the bullshit, innit? And we'll just sum it up like this: on the pitch, it don't lie.
No, that's it. Exactly. That's where the truth comes out, regardless. Big up Scout, mate. How you doing? All right, lads. Talk us up a win, Yeti. Yeah, Scout's a fellow Forest fan. Well, personally, I mean, I think if we play against the same way as we did against Manchester City and get them opportunities and actually finish our dinner, then I think it could be a bad day for Chelsea.
Del boy.
Yeah.
Right,
it could be a bad day for Chelsea because I mean the noise that's in that ground is just going to be immense, which it always is.
Yeah, that's going to be different from them.
And that's another thing I want to touch on actually. What about all these other teams? Like the Arsenals and the Tottenhams and all. Where's the fucking noise, man? What are they leaving for? Like 20 minutes before the end of a game?
Right. On that, can I just quickly, before I answer that one, can I just, what Bargav said about if Munich and Leverkusen make the finals, right? One thing about it is the perception on European football is different because of the money. This is where people like Lee Gunner are spot on. The marketing of the Premier League is so over the top and hyped.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give you an example. Look at the Premier League title race. Sky Sports are coming out with narratives like, over to you, City. Over to you, Arsenal. Over to you, City. Over to you. Oh no, not Liverpool. Sorry. But you know what I mean? It's that kind of tit for tat bullshit. And the thing is, right? Okay. And the best example I can think of English football, right, is a couple of weeks ago when every single English team got dumped out at once.
Yeah.
In the Europa League, Conference League, and Champions League, they all got slaughtered out at once. And you know why? Because when English teams, and this is the problem with English football, because they want to make them play it faster and not better.
Yeah. Oh, the quality's crap.
The quality is absolutely shocking. And like Yeti said a little while ago, it makes the players make mistakes. Because obviously, like, A, some of them aren't good enough to do it. And B, if you're playing a system where everyone's rushing, then you're going to make even more mistakes. Tempo merchants. That's a good way of putting it, Dav. Well done. Big up to you. Look at, and a great example is a Dortmund last night. PSG were trying to play quickly. They ended up rushing everything, hitting the post so many times. Dortmund, nice and calm, kept to their game, ended up winning comfortably 1-0. And I say comfortably because it doesn't matter how many times they rattled the post and the GA and all that rubbish. The only stat that matters is goals.
Yeah, of course.
That's
of
the
course
only
it is.
stat.
I mean, it did go on about fucking possession. I mean, there's no point having 82% possession in a game and losing.
Bro, this is what I hate about
What's
when people
the fucking
say,
point?
My team had 72% possession. We killed you. But it's this 2-1 to us. You lost. Like, what? Like, that's like when we played Tottenham. Right? And I was bantering like with Deji a couple of weeks, a few months back before we played them. We're gonna kill you. We're gonna get on the ball, and it was just like, bro, you can have all the possession. And what happened? We ended up counter-attacking them and beating them 4-1.
That's what I mean. It's honestly, I mean, most of the games that we won last season, we had hardly any possession at all. You've just got to make sure when you do get the ball, you use it right,
that's exactly
and you put it in the fucking net. Big up Oregon Gooner, how you doing?
Hey.
I also got an almighty parting of unprecedented death, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing?
Hello, Fuzzy.
Honestly, there's loads of them. There is loads of them.
I know. I've been seeing half of them over the last couple of weeks.
It's crazy, mate. Yeah, big up, Dole, man. And yeah, I mean, it's what you do with the ball when you've got it that matters. I mean, look for instance, look at the Liverpool game with us at City Ground even. We should have beat them. Again, if we could finish our fucking dinner, 100%.
Arsenal away at the beginning of the season when Timber got injured. The second half, you were all over them.
Exactly.
You were all over them. And Man United as well, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah. Like I said, all the big teams, we play really well. And, you are a big team.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless what situations you go... Well, yeah, I know we are. But, I mean, regardless of what situation you're going through now, we all know you're going to sort it out eventually and then be the monster that you've been before. It will happen. So, I mean, it's like there's something on X that I saw, which I thought was really funny. How we'd done like the big up AFC always. How we'd done the statement against the VAR official for the Everton game. Yes. I mean, there's definitely one penalty in there, but I'm not going on about that. But the thing is, as soon as the City game finished, somebody created one of them statements, and it says Nottingham Forest are looking into Chris Wood's family being Manchester City fans, and that's the reason he missed the chances. It was made up. Somebody just made it up as a joke, and I just thought that was fucking. That was hilarious, man.
Yeah, it's funny, but when you're bantering your own team, it's just like.
I don't know who it was. I think it was. It was somebody. I think it was a Derby fan, which is quite strange. Because they're normally thick as fucking shit. But he actually.
If it's a Derby fan, they're just bantering you, aren't they? So yeah.
Exactly.
A Derby fan, that would make sense.
I just thought it was funny because it looked like a proper statement as well.
The thing is, right, you're right. When it comes down to officiating, right, I tell you what, I had a word with this about Jez, and you can back me up on this, right? When it comes to, and you might have even seen the stream yourself, but we were talking about officiating a couple of weeks ago, right? It's not the fact, and I'll say this like this, right? It's not the fact they make mistakes. It's the fact they make such horrendous and bad mistakes.
Oh man!
And they don't correct them. And you got VAR. You got two guys sitting in there watching a replay of it, and you still get it right. I'll give you an example, right? Your penalties. That was for you. That was a good example, right? The three that you had a couple of weeks back. All right. Look at the one we had against City, right? In the FA Cup semi-final. They blasted it into the wall. You see him hit his hand. He pulls his hand away, and we don't even get a corner. Work that out,
mate. You know what? I mean, I was saying to someone that the plumber was round earlier, and I was saying to him, like, because he's a Notts County fan, and I says, you don't want VAR, mate. You don't just enjoy what you're seeing at the minute because you don't want VAR. Because the thing is, back in the day, probably same as you, I used to be able to sit there, watch a game, penalty, fucking offside, yellow card. Nah, no idea. Just what mood they're in at the minute.
Well, that's the thing, and Jez even said it. It's because there's so many different interpretations of the rules, and he said it spot on when he said, "Is it down to the individual, or is there a set precedent?" And the thing is, this is the problem because we're dealing with individual referees on a game-to-game basis. They have all different interpretations of said rules. Like offside, I don't know where the fucking hell that rule starts and stops. Handball. Like it seems to be whenever they seem to apply it or not. Because another great example of, and a lot of Newcastle fans would appreciate this, was that was one of the greatest robberies I've seen this season when they got knocked out of the Champions League when it hits Trippier's hand.
Oh,
After bouncing off his chest and hits his hand, and it even states in UEFA and FA guidelines that if a ball hits another part of your body before it hits your hand, it's officiated ball to hand, and they actually disregarded the rule to give PSG. That's actually apt that Dortmund put PSG out last night because they only did it to keep them in it to make more money for France. So.
Well, I mean, it was. I mean, that was disgusting. I mean, and the group that Newcastle got as well. I mean, you know what? Thumbs up to them, man, because beating PSG 4-0 at home is not for everybody.
That'll live on forever. Trust me.
100%. And then, like you say, that nowhere in a million years is that handball when it comes off. You can't not. You could. I mean, who has a? I mean, you've got to be fucking the one from the Matrix to have the fucking reactions to get out of the way of that, and you. That is just sorry, mate, but nah, that pissed me right off.
Well, the thing is, we've all been.
Let me just call like a few channels out. Early Doors TV. Make sure you follow Early Doors. Make sure you follow Dal's YouTube channel as well. Oregon Goon, Arsenal History and More. Make sure you follow that as well. And if I forgot anybody else, and obviously Wolfang, but if I forgot anybody else, then I've forgotten.
Hang on,
basically.
No, hang on. I've got most of their links here. Hang on. Is it alright if I bang their links in the chat?
I don't know if you can. I think Mama Flossie and Carl Rossi do that anyway.
All right, then.
But I don't know. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can. I think it's just mods that can do that. I'll be back in a second, mate. Take over, bud.
No worries. Yeah, but like you said, it's been well. I don't know about everybody else. I'm pretty sure loads of other people have seen it. Like officiating in the Premier League has been absolutely atrocious. It's the one thing that needs to be sorted out. It's the one thing that needs to be clarified. They need to scale down the rules a bit in terms of like it's getting like F1. There's so many rules you don't know which loopholes for what. I don't know. The big business in football, I suppose, it's become a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest. But I want to ask, like, when Yeti comes back, like, who does he think like will be the biggest threat to us in our game? Because I will say this: there are plenty of individual players up for us that are good. That if they like get on their day, they can hurt us. You know what I mean? A 1 year Alanga, Haaland, Chris Woods can turn up against us. You know, like
cheers,
I don't know. Nice. So yeah, who do you think is your biggest threat to us then? Going into this game?
Well, like I say, I mean, I'd say Callum Hudson-Odoi, and a 1 year's got to like get back on his game again if he's actually going to be playing. Murillo is another one who can pull something out the hat as well. Yatesy, I mean, that goal he scored against Sheffield United, just like fucking get in. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'd love to absolutely batter you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's not because I don't like Chelsea or because I don't like you. It's because
you need to win.
Well, it just makes it easier for me than, say, for instance, we got a 1-0 lead and then you're battering us towards the end. Because then it's like, oh my days, it's fucking squeaky bum time then, isn't it? So, yeah. But I mean, if we can come out play like we did against Man City and get them chances, and a 1 year's on the end of them, or Alanga maybe have a good game as well. Because I mean, we've not got much on that side, to be fair. We've got Alanga and Divock Origi, and Divock Origi's not really done a great deal. And you know, Alanga's not been great in the past, and also Danilo as well. I mean, he can be a game winner as well. So
yeah,
we've got on paper, we've got a good side, a really good side. It's just not transitioning to the pitch.
That's what I just said. The only injury you've got is Nico Williams. Everybody else,
which is not a good one because he has come on leaps and bounds this season,
and he's only young as well.
Yeah, you know what? I like Nico Williams, but I mean, got Montiel as well, who can come in, who's an Argentina World Cup winner. So, you know, hopefully he can sort of get himself sorted and get
Hang
together.
on. So, okay, let's pretend we're playing Football Manager for a second, right? Right? You got Wolford in the opposition dugout. How would you set up?
I'll have already been sacked. I'm getting my P45, mate. I'm in the job centre.
All right. Okay, maybe it'd be better to say that Yeti, I prefer not to speak.
Yeah.
All right. So before you got sacked, what would have been the plan? How would you roll it with just Nico Williams injured?
How would I roll it? I would play Murillo, Niakate, Bowley. I'd go 5 at the back, 100%. Montiel and Aina. Aina absolutely cut Walker, which is not something you say very often. And also midfield, I would go Danilo, Yates, and Morgan Gibbs-White. A lot of Forest fans wouldn't agree with me on Yates, but he's my guy. He's an 100% guy, loves the shirt and plays for it. So Hudson-Odoi, 100%. Awoniyi, and then the right-hand side, I don't know, probably try Rayner, to be fair. Probably give Rayner a chance out there, because he has played out there before. Yeah, he has played out there before, so, like, give him a chance, or just, or go with Alanga again. I don't know, but our attack can be devastating when it all fits together.
This is the thing, because the problem with both teams are having, and Si's just touched on it, both teams on paper are decent, but it's just the structure of the teams when they play. Like sometimes they're unstable, sometimes they're very good, sometimes they're very bad. It's like me and Yeps were saying a minute ago, because of the way they try and play. Because Forest and Chelsea on their heyday, when they're playing good, play quickly.
Yeah.
Like very quick, you get the ball, get to the wide positions, you gun forward, you try and allow the space for the players centrally to come in. And it's one of those ones where it's going to be like a mirror match in a way. Because I think
I think it's going to be a good game.
It will be.
I do see that it's going to be a really, really good game. I just think it's going to be who's going to have the right things in the right boxes. And again, Palmer. If we sleep on him and lose our concentration against him, then, mate, it could be fucking long for us.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jackson, you're going to have to worry about. He's going to try and get in behind you quite a lot. It's just, and if he does, don't worry, it's 50. Well, I'll say it's maybe 70% likely that he'll miss a 1-on-1. So you ain't got to worry too much, but that's a potential threat. Palmer, the thing is with Palmer, it depends, because he's one of those players that likes to float. Sometimes he'll stay deep, sometimes he'll be on the edge of the box, or sometimes he'll drift over to the right. He'll sniff. One thing you guys got to do is cut the space.
Yeah.
And I'm not being funny. The same thing with you guys as well against the other way round, because one thing about it is if you guys play us on the counter with your pace, we have a lot to be terrified for. Because, and I'm not being funny, because let's be honest, okay, I'm not sure if Gusto is going to play, but I'd rather Trevor Chalobah be at right back. Maybe have people there that know how to defend. Not because Gusto, he's an attacking right back. He's not really a defensive player. So I would probably see it. The
thing is, even if Jackson gets behind our defence, we've got a defender in Murillo who is just class. He's 100% the best player, one of the best players we've signed this season, personally, in my opinion, anyway. And he actually has got this ability, which a lot of defenders don't do, because when a striker's trying to get into the box, if they get a touch, they go down. But when they get there and they're ready to shoot and they're going for goal, they don't think about going down. And he's got that ability to just put that slide tackle in just as you're about to shoot on the ball. And he's done so many. I don't know if you saw the one against Antonio. You would 100% put your money on Antonio to score, and he got back and slide tackled him. And he did it against Sheffield United. I mean, we could have been 4 down in the first half if it weren't for his last-ditch challenges when they was about to shoot. He's different class, mate. I mean, Real Madrid are looking
Real
at him.
Real Madrid.
Yeah, Real Madrid.
We'll look at him. Sorry.
Real Madrid are looking at him. Barcelona's looking at him. I think Newcastle's heavily looking at him as well. Unfortunately for Newcastle, I think if Real Madrid are looking at somebody, then I think he probably would lose out on that.
Yeah, it's chalk and cheese, bro.
He's 21, mate. He's 21 years old. He's got a massive fit. Look at the size of the guy.
I know. But how many times have we all heard of 21, 22-year-old that have been hyped and later?
Oh, I know, yeah.
Particularly going to a Real Madrid or a Barcelona where it don't quite work out and all that kind of. I think.
But you don't normally see it with a Brazilian defender.
True.
You know, Brazilian defenders aren't normally that technically good as well.
Well, the thing is, you guys are not known for signing Brazilian defenders either, Forrest.
No,
because you guys like the proper classic English centre back. If like rough and tumble, can do a bit, get up, be a big lump up front. So no, it depends, man. It depends.
I've got to bring this into it. Sorry, P.S. I don't want to be talking football because I'm still sore about that Arsenal pen. That was disgusting.
That was a dive. That was a clear dive.
Disgusting.
Wait, two things, right? And this is where Si will relate. One, you forgot about the goal, by the way. It's a penalty or a goal. Bournemouth don't get either. Because one thing about it is the foul on the tug from Gabriel on who was it? He was dragging.
It pushes him into Raya, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, he's the reason why Solanke bounces off Raya because there's a bundle of the two of them.
Well, Solanke does that. He just stops and does that, and then gets pushed into Raya.
And the funny thing is, Si, I know you'll relate to this. We had the same thing against Man City at Stamford Bridge when Haaland drags Cucurella out of position, and then when Cucurella drags him back, it's a penalty. Come again? So what? Because they always say about the phase in play. The foul on I can't remember who the Bournemouth player was by Gabriel was before the nudge on Raya. So why isn't it a penalty? And if it's not a penalty, why not just give the goal? And they didn't give any. And it was kind of like, oh, they've done it again. This is the refereeing decisions that just keep on giving, brother. And I tell you what, I guarantee you, at one point, right, every single fan in this chat has seen the decision against the team, even with Arsenal, because even Arsenal have had it's not. I know they were the beneficiary of that particular mistake, but it's not Arsenal's fault. But yes, the Kai Havertz thing was definitely a dive because he leaves his leg literally dragging across the floor.
That's exactly the way I called it. The man's dragging it from fucking, I mean, it's ridiculous. The man's dragging it from his house.
Because when you watch the replay, if he literally brings his foot up and puts it flat, he can literally run over him and carry on walking.
Yeah, well, he's looking for it, isn't he? And it weren't the first dive he did either. He did another one which he should have got a fucking yellow card for. But that guy seems to be so. I mean, I don't know if you remember the Arsenal-Newcastle game where he went flying into Longstaff.
Yeah,
that was a red, mate.
Well, he elbowed a couple of people over the last couple of weeks. So, look, Kai Havertz, because he's seen it as a joke, he's seen it as kind of harmless players. Because even Arsenal fans still don't like him, and I'm not being funny. Has Kai Havertz improved? Not really. You can still give him 3 1-on-1s and he'll miss them. The Bayern game was through for that at home when he went through 3 times and he still missed.
Yeah.
So
he should be better. He should be better.
And Arsenal fans are still saying we need a striker. So obviously, don't get me wrong, I think the biggest change for Arsenal recently is the fact they got Partey back in the team. That midfield looks even stronger.
Well, we said that, didn't we? If you get Partey and Rice, then it's game over.
Well, that's the great hype for Arsenal that was never really done until maybe only a couple of weeks ago. And the funny thing is, their midfield looks even stronger now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Arsenal have their flaws as well. But they've proved over the last couple of weeks they can be shaky because they've made mistakes. Aston Villa completely dusted them at home in the second half. So against the team that know what they're doing, they're still vulnerable. Bayern Munich, another example of that. When they've got a guy who knows what they're doing, they can set up and go make it hard for them. I
think Arsenal have been mega lucky this season with the injury situation because they've got an awesome first 11, but they've been lucky with those players. Apart from obviously Timber, they've been lucky not to have had the injuries that a lot of us have had. A lot of us have had.
Yeah, well, they've had one or two. They've had one or two injuries where we've had bloody. You guys have had what? At height, we had 16 injuries at once. And I'm not.
We hadn't had that many, to be fair. I mean, we've not.
Oh, dude.
I mean, that's not really a good excuse, is it? Really?
Well, for us, this is the perfect excuse. I'll give you a great example. Lavia, 60 million, never kicked the ball this season.
Yeah, that's true.
Fofana, 80 million, never kicked the ball this season. In Cuckoo, another 55 million. Literally, never started a match this season. Reece James, our captain, came back after a 4-month layoff, played for 30 minutes, got subbed off. We were told he needed an operation that maybe he should have got beforehand. And he was out for another 4 months.
Yeah.
And so that's 250 million of this billion spent or whatever that we're not even played yet. So,
mind you, I mean, do you think you would have I mean, if they was in place, because it's took a while to actually get it all moulded anyway, hasn't it? So, I mean, if you had them, then that's even more to mould.
No, but the thing is, like you said about a mould, great example. At the beginning of the pre-season, when Poch first took over, the mould was Nkuku was in that 10/9 position, Jackson was on the left, Madueke was on the right, Connor, Enzo, and Concedo were behind them. And that's literally like how... Hang on, sorry. City and Chelsea cheat off the pitch. Arsenal cheat on the pitch. What's worse? How did we cheat on the pitch? if we were cheating on the off the pitch, like, do you really believe we'd be stuck in like 7th, 8th? Explain what you mean by cheating, Si. I don't quite get it. But on that, going back to it, it's just Nkuku was supposed to be that guy for us, that striker that we were supposed to have that would solve all the problems.
And he has looked good, to be fair.
Well, when he's played, but the thing is, it still remains the fact of the guy's never started a match.
He's like the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Innit? Well, the Phantom of the Opera, full on. You think you'll see him, you think you know him. Like, you're like, wow.
We won't say Jack the Ripper. I mean, that's a little bit harsh, but Arsenal, yeah, absolutely. I mean, all right, I tell you what, we'll go on to another thing then. Do you think Arsenal can win this league? Because I actually do think that City are going to drop somewhere.
Well, yes, mathematically speaking, either team can win it. The only thing I will say is when it comes down to... They've got you, because you got to play... Have you got to play City again?
No, we've got Burnley after you guys, that's it.
I do think, right, with City, they've got the experience, and I'm not being funny. They look like they're hitting form just at the right time. Because I'm not being funny. The only real thing you would say is maybe Fulham, because they got Fulham, they got Spurs, and they got West Ham. Now, the only thing I will say is West Ham at home, I think they'll demolish them because Moyes is on the way out, and it's the end of an era and all that kind of thing. So I do think West Ham will kind of dip out a bit. And they have been getting smashed recently. Spurs have been getting smashed recently. The only team I really see stopping or troubling Man City in any way is Fulham. And that's because Marco Silva likes to adapt tactically to his teams. If they can beat Fulham and get away with that, I think they'll win the league.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Which is why Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, I hope you all slip from grace and realise what it's like. I think they have slipped from grace. I think Chelsea slipped from grace, and Liverpool slipped from grace, and Man United have. Arsenal are kind of on the up at the minute, but they don't have the depth. I've been saying that for ages.
Well, Liverpool, it's a strange thing because, right, and this is the great excuse for Klopp.
Big up Aces, don't agree with you, mate, but big up.
Aces, well, we'll have to see. I think United will get a draw against. Well, that's the thing. Arsenal have potentially got to go to Old Trafford and play against United. I'm not going to want a replay of 2003, 2004, particularly the old school fans, and when they won the league at Old Trafford. And I'm not being funny. Arsenal fans have kind of dismissed Man United so far. And the thing is, at the Emirates, it was quite close, wasn't it? For a little while until they went 3-1 up. And I'm not being funny. It's United. at Old Trafford. They can always pull some sort of shithousery and get away with it because they've done a lot of that this year. But again, this is the same United team that were 3-2 up with 3 minutes to go against us and then completely bottled it. So, big up you, Russ. Hope you're doing all right, bro.
I don't know. I kind of expect Man United to really turn up for that Arsenal game, though.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, is that what you were saying? Sorry.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what
I was reading. I was reading the chat. Go on.
It's cool, right? No, that's why I said they're not going to want Arsenal to win the title at Old Trafford again. That's a good winning experience. They're not going to want, particularly the older school fans who remember it, because obviously the new generation of fans might not remember things like that, but I do.
Yes, Si says we'll see when the Chargers come in. Is all. Yeah, I mean, I do have to agree on that one, to be honest. I mean, there's got to be some charges for some of these big teams, the amount of wages they pay out and all that kind of stuff.
The thing is, it'll be at the beginning of the next season now. It'll be beginning of next season. If there's any points deductions or anything like that, right? It will be at the beginning of next season, and because obviously it's not going to be like you said with the Everton thing, they've broken it down into two halves. They're going to do this season with the points deduction, and then they're going to do a bit of next season with the points deduction. So it doesn't have no immediate bearings right now. And look at City, man. As long as we've got good lawyers, we can tie these arseholes up for years. Nothing will get done. Because let's face it, they've already caught City red-handed a number of times in terms of
why are they not on a transfer embargo? Didn't you get a transfer embargo?
Yeah, we did. Well,
I don't get it because there's nothing holding City back. I mean, I've read on X today that apparently they're going to get a 220 million transfer, kitty, and it's like, well, are you ever going to sort it out? I mean, if you made it whereas basically they're on a transfer embargo, they're just sitting pretty thinking, oh yeah, them charges there, who cares about that? Let's just keep building a great team all the time.
Well, the funny thing is, you mentioned the transfer embargo that we got. What happened the season after we got that transfer embargo? We spent about 230 mil bringing in Thiago, then we won the Champions League.
Yeah.
So one thing I will say, when it comes down to the difference between Man City and Chelsea, one thing I will say is unique differences. When City get caught doing things, they all tie it up in court, whatever else fuck about. When we get caught, we get punished. Not you fucking Chelsea boys again. You've done it again. Like, what you been up to this time? Like we always get caught.
Big
So it's one of, big up to you, E-Russ, man. But yeah, it's one of those ones where for me, these football's politics, and Man City and Chelsea, because they're name clubs, they're politics. Now, one thing I will say, it's funny how the Evertons and the Forests have been punished reasonably quickly, compared to the Cities, the Chelseas, and Man United, Barcelona. How have these guys not got financial fair play charges? Particularly Barcelona, they're in debt, and they're in debt of nearly $500 million.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
politics, brother.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. I mean, it's 100% that, and I think they do look after the teams up at the top of the league. The bigger teams. I mean, not that we're not a big team. I mean, we have done things. We used to win cups left, right, and centre at one time. You know, obviously we've been 23 years out of it. But anyway, I don't like I say, I don't like to do the woe is me fucking shite. You know me, mate. I'm very Cloughy orientated. It's just fucking get your fucking head down, get on with it.
Do your job. I mean? You're a disgrace. Do what you're paid for.
Exactly.
And obviously, and I'll tell you what, I'll bring up a subject that was there. You might have heard this yesterday because we were talking about Jadon Sancho. And on Dortmund, because we were talking about earlier about why is he sourcing for Dortmund but he's not for Man United, and it's because he's a lack of professionalism. At Man United, you can't act like a sport brat type. You're playing Xbox until 3 a.m. in the morning and then coming training late, 10 o'clock. You're paid 260 grand. Come on time. Where's your level of professionalism? And my missus even said, you wouldn't get that any other job, even if it was higher paid. Like she knows people in the care sector that they get paid a couple of grand a month, but if they're still late, they still get fired and they still get like, oh, what you doing? They still get disciplined.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Like you just need to be professional.
Well, I mean, talking about professional, I mean it's like Carragher turning up and doing an interview off pissed out his fucking face. If you try that at your workplace, then you're sacked, mate.
Wolf Mavericks like Sancho, just not treated right. Well, to be honest, regardless of how talented he is, Bargav, I wouldn't keep him. He's disruptive. You know what it is, with Sancho, right? Because there's no pressure on him at Dortmund. He went back just for Man United to get rid of him because he was a disturbance in the change room. He's just gone back to a positive environment where they understand him probably better at the club because they're not as big as Man United. Because I respect Dortmund because they're a good team, but the expectation at Dortmund is nowhere near where it is at United, right? Just like with what Yeti was saying about the reputation of the bigger teams. If you're not winning in England and you're Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal, you're a failure. That's it. Right? And the pressure...
it's a party keg, isn't it? I mean, you've got to go there and just start performing from straight away. Same as the youth players. I mean, look at Elanga. I mean, we got Elanga 15 million. Another one, thanks, United. And, and it was an absolute bargain because I think some of them, when you get them away from that, because, I mean, if you think about Man United, the amount of good players they've had come through, and you've got to kind of live up to that, which you should. You should. 100% you should. But it's just, to me, it's just like a party keg, and it's so easy to be a disruptive kind of influence in that.
And no one's trashing any players, Bargav. No one's trashing any player. No one's trying.
Who trashed a player?
Well, this is no. I think he's referring to United with Sancho. Right.
All right.
One thing about it is, Dortmund are more likely to cater to Sancho because they're like BVB David said.
I'd trash him for what he did. I'd trash him big stuff.
Well, that's the thing. Like they are a smaller team in Europe in terms. Dortmund are arguably maybe the second biggest team in Germany. Because you've got to remember, Bayer Leverkusen are a well-decorated team as well. They're not trash heaps. No. Schalke as well in their day. But one thing I will say, in Europe, Dortmund are still kind of like a baby. A lot like Arsenal are. Because Arsenal, massive club in Europe, teeny club in... bigger club in England.
They're not big in Europe.
Yeah. But teeny club in... You know what I mean? Maybe to keep rebuilding great teams. Well, when you're spending 1.7 billion on your squad,
that's how you get big in Europe, Arsenal fans.
Well, the thing is, right? Well, even City are not big. Both of us have more European trophies than City. So even in Europe, City is still that. It's only in England their dominance is there. Who still dominates the European Cup? Real Madrid.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why they're the benchmark for everybody. Because in Europe, when it comes to competing with all the other teams, Bayern Munich was a great example of that as well, but they've fallen off a lot over the last couple of seasons. Who knows what might happen this one, by the way, because Bayern Munich might win the Champions League. Bayern Munich are capable of beating Real Madrid, by the way. They've got the players. But, it's just... Here you go.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I mean... Like Luke James says, I think Pep is similar to Fergie in terms of being able to keep rebuilding great teams, two great managers. The thing is, Man United was always going to struggle when Fergie went.
He left.
When you lose a gargantuan... It's same as Liverpool are probably going to struggle when Klopp goes. It's when you lose a manager like that, it's going to take time to sort of build it back up, It's just the way the game goes. Same as us with Clough. I mean, how many managers we had since Clough? We've had loads because you just can't fill that gap.
Yeah.
Because he was just a fucking phenomenon. Same as Ferguson.
Well, the thing is...
Same as Mourinho for you at one point.
Yeah, true. But the thing is with Pep, right? And it's a good thing you used the Ferguson comparison. What did Fergie do? He just bought players that knew... Because let's be honest, part of the reason why Man United used to be able to poach everyone's players because they were so good. And the players were good. Let's be honest. Right? Maybe with the odd Berbatov, when they got... you know what I mean? Like, who's... I don't know, even Berbatov was a good signing for them, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Sahas, all these kind of guys. They bought certified guys back in the day. Man United never took risks.
Well, back in the day, if they was interested in one of your players, that was it.
That was it. Ferdinand, at least.
He'd gone. He was gone.
Carrick, Spurs, another example. even
That's where Arsenal think they are now. That's why they always turn around and go, "Oh, we like Isaac, he's ours. We like Gimaresh, he's ours." No, he's not. No,
Well,
Newcastle will become the biggest power of the lot eventually.
Newcastle are looking to become the other big team, so they're not going to want to get rid of all their players, the people that are potentially rivals. This is the difference between
exactly.
how me and Yeti and some other fans view football to how the nowadays football. Because like Bargav and you've just said is, oh, we want, we're gonna get, we're gonna get, and it's just kind of like, hang on a minute. I want Isaac at Chelsea as well, but Newcastle are just gonna look at us both and go,
yeah, exactly.
Because we want to build our own team. So, like, why are we...
And that's what you've got to do. You've got to eventually get that ability to say, no, sorry, you're not having this player. And obviously the player's got to be on board as well and want to stay. I mean, it's like come the end of the season, relegated or not. Not relegated, maybe. Morgan, Gibbs, White and Murillo. We need to build around those players if we're going to actually get somewhere.
David, why did you have to mention AFTV, man?
Yeah, fuck
right.
AFTV.
That's okay. AFTV, like Yeti's just said, about when certain people say fucks, right? That is when the opinions, like when it used to be back in the day when you had Troops, Lee Gunner and all them not on it, to what it is now. Yeah, that was true, by the way. Big up Steph for that. But it's one of those ones where, unfortunately, the club control what the fans think. So even though, it's peak. Well, that's all I'm gonna say. PR in England is second to none, mate. Like they could finesse sugar for shit. They really could, and people would swallow it. And I'm not even making it up.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even making that up. It's just sad, man. But you're right. But the thing is, with United, like you just said about Fergie there, but they had a guy that knew what the problem was with Ralph Rangnick. But because he was so blunt and saying, look, this is shit, this is shit, this is shit, this needs to change. And the first thing they did was kick him out the door because they want a yes man. Did a streak. Oh, yeah. Oh, don't.
Oh, mate, this top is fucking awesome. You know what? I've got all of them. Every single one from this season because it went down to 20 quid discounts. Absolute quality, man.
How much did you pay for it in total? Because did you get a number or anything on the back?
No, I don't bother. I don't do that, mate, because then players leave and then you just stuck with a fucking name. You might, if you're going to do it, you might as well just put Yeti on it because I know I ain't leaving.
One Yeti. Or Yeti one.
Yeah. That's why I kissed the badge, you see. Because I know I'm not leaving when I do it.
Oh, sorry, I ain't got a badge.
You're kissing Slimer.
I'll kiss Slimer.
Which I can't stop that, to be fair. I wouldn't have kissed him there, though. He might have a fucking man piece.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was his arm. Sounds like he's pleased to see me.
I think we need to bar that.
Oh, there you go. Censorship at its best. Read what E. Ross just said. That's brilliant, that is.
I left a comment on AFTV members' YouTube page about what needs to change at the club. My comment got deleted from them to me. AFT works for the club. And that's pretty much what'll happen. Welcome back, early doors. And yeah, that's pretty much what'll happen. And, that's the way they work.
Censorship's a bitch, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. There's no wherever it is on this channel.
Yeah, man, we don't run the whole they live flex, Roddy Piper.
No.
Was it Keith David? No, it wasn't Keith David. It was the.
Well, it's like talking about bullshit that people believe. I mean, I was seeing the other day. I saw a thing on they've come up with a vaccine that can actually stop every single pandemic, which will happen from now till the end of time. Right? Okay.
Was this for COVID?
No, for any virus that comes up, apparently. I mean, that is the biggest load of bollocks I've ever heard in my life.
Give it a couple of years, boys and girls. That'll be COVID 21.20.
Yeah, of course it will.
Jesus Christ. I'm not being funny. Whenever you hear a doctor or someone like that speak nowadays, it's like bloody pantomime. Like, have you got COVID? Yeah. Oh, no, we ain't. Oh, yes, you have. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Fucking crazy, mate.
It's
Crazy.
not a fan channel. The thing is, right, this is the problem. This is when money talks and bullshit walks, because I'm not being funny, and I'll say this to anybody, right? How many people we here would keep their opinions to themselves if their club just told them to say set things and said, here you go, here's 10 grand for the year? Who would do it? I wouldn't.
No, not me.
I haven't been
No
offered
way.
10 grand.
Nah. 20, I might.
Oh, there you go.
Nah, mate, I don't know.
Yeah, he's negotiable, apparently.
Nah, mate. Honestly, I wouldn't. No way. No way.
Well, it's peak.
It's like my cousin asked me the other day, says, you know, like when you're doing YouTube, do you get any like sponsor offers and all that kind of stuff? And I went, yeah, some come through every now and then, like mobile games and all this, that, and the other. And they said, would you ever take any of them up? I went, no. I said, if it was about selling Forest shirts, I would, because obviously that's something I agree with. If it was about fucking Carlsberg, I would, because I drink the fucker. And, you know, if it's Tampax, no, because I've never used one.
Well, I'm good for KY jelly.
You know, I mean, I was on a channel ages ago, a Forest channel. Not going to mention any names, Forest Fan TV. And basically, they were selling like fucking Surfshark. And I asked them, like, what kind of protocol is it on? And they didn't know. They said, if you go to this link, you'll find out. But if you're selling it, you should fucking know.
Well, yeah, you don't know what you're selling.
No, and that's something I'll never do.
Well, it's not.
I might sell wigs to Tont, though. I think that might be a good idea.
Well, okay, well, put it
Sell
in.
wig to Tont and sell a wig to Jez. I think that might take off. Pink wigs for both of them. What do you think?
Well, put it this way: whenever you do your previews for watch-alongs and your weekends of football, yeah, just instead of having like Judge Jez, have the pink pretty hair instead, and just put Judge Jez.
He might fucking sue me for that.
Oh, no, fair enough.
Mind you, good luck. Good luck. I ain't got fuck all. I'll give him a can of Carlsberg. That's about all I've got.
Bollocks. I'm gonna be one now. Sorry, Des. I love you, man.
That's the comment of the fucking stream. That
you know why? It's just he come out of nowhere. That's why. It's just bollocks. It's like Des in the back. Big up.
Oh man, yeah. Big up Arsenal history and more. Make sure you go follow Jez. Got a show coming up in a bit, so go watch that. Lee Gunner, Northside, Matty, loads of them. So yeah, go over and watch that as well, because we're going to knock it on the head in a bit. Anyway, I think I've said what I need to do. You know, we're going to batter you, and that's that. Really, easy win. Really,
I hope you're wrong.
mate, I don't fucking know, to be fair.
Neither do I. It's a shot in the dark for both of us, really, because
it is.
We're not exactly flying with confidence either way, are we? Like, if we were at home, I'd be all right, we're at home. But now that we're away, and I know how loud the City ground can get, so it's just like, yeah, it's touch your toes time, boys.
I'd like to be able to, you know, get to the point where we know how we're going to turn up to every game and stuff like that, and have that confidence, you know, a bit like the Arsenal fans have that confidence. You know, we're going to, I mean, I would never turn around and say we're going to wallop these and going to wallop them, because it's like, that's writing checks that you don't cash.
Yeah,
so...
football normally punishes you for that anyway. So...
Of course it does. Of course it does.
I hear you, man. Stay humble, as always. I hear you, man. All out, if we can get a draw, okay, I'm being balanced here, because I know Forest beat us earlier on in the season, and we're still a bit up and down away, particularly. If we can get out a draw, that'll be all right, because that'll keep us in the hunt for the idea for Europe. And the idea is, if he manages to finish 5th or 6th, I don't know how Poch has pulled this out of his ass, but maybe it's just luckily that everybody else has been as trashy as we are. Look at United, for example. So it's a good thing. Newcastle more unlucky, but United definitely trash. Hopefully. Big up, sir. Absolutely.
Well, this has been awesome. Thanks everyone who's been in the chat. want to call your channel out, Jezza? Jezza? Fucking hell, I'm getting used to being on my watch along.
The Arsenal
If
history.
you want to call
and
your
more,
channel out, Wolfie, I mean.
yeah, the Arsenal history and more. Big up, subscribe to him. Jezza's Don Jez as always. Me, Wolfgang Division. It's just
How
always.
can I call you Jez when you've got here? That was really stupid.
I don't know, mate. I didn't say. Well, I was gonna call you a twat, but I thought, no, let him off. We've had such a good stream so far, but it's been. Oh, thank you, Mama Flossie. But it's just, yeah, it's been good fun, man. I haven't been in the cave for a long time.
Mm,
Good to see it's still warm and homely.
it is, mate.
Big
it
up,
is.
guys. Hope you're well. My tractor's fucked. That's your own fault, mate. Yeah, but Wolfgang Division, thank you, Mama Flossie. Yeah, it's been good fun. It's been a while since I've been here, and thank you for having me, bro. It's been brilliant. It's been brilliant.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah.
to
No
have you,
worries, man.
It's a good
No
thing
worries,
some
man.
things never change.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, we've got a great community going on. So all the links are going into the chat now. So make sure you follow them and watch their shows and stuff. Great content all around, Wolfie and everybody else. So yeah, let's get on to the games on Saturday and hope we win.
Hang on.
Fucking hope we win big style because I want this over with, to be honest.
Yeah, it is getting to the point. Just please end it.
Mm.
The season, not the stream.
But yeah, I mean, it's just like, you know, it can't go on like this next season. There's got to be massive improvements.
Well,
man.
something's got to give, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to. It's got to. Right, okay. So, guys, you know how it goes. Just one more thing. Keep it real, keep it yeti. Peace, everybody, and thank you, everybody that's coming. Big up, Wolfie. See you later.
Yay. Thank you, bro.